Good morning, everybody. It's Grace here at the Comfy Nest with Grace. It's almost 11 a.m., which is kickoff time for the Junk Journal Jamboree. This is happening today. It's super exciting. I'm going to kind of talk you through all that's coming up today and where you can find it. Thanks for being here. If you are coming to me through the Junk Journal Jamboree group, please say hello and let me know that you're here in the comments. If you are coming to me straight from the Comfy Nest page, give me a crafty chick shout out. Maybe you got your text reminder that I was going live. So thanks for being here. I got my new hoodie on. I love it. It made me giggle. Half hood, half holy. That means pray with me, don't play with me. I just think it's so funny and cute. So how to get the little hoodie. It is softer than soft. I absolutely love it. So this is the first time I'm wearing it, and I'm pretty excited about that. Had to share that real quick. Hey, good morning, Jimmy Lou. There's our coordinator for the whole event, Jimmy Lou from the Messy Craft Corner. She is here in the comments saying hello. So please do the same. Don't be a creeper, for goodness sake. Don't be a creeper. I had another person stop me at the store the other day and say, hey, it's so good to see you in person. I watch you all the time. And I'm like, you do? Yeah, I just never say hello. Don't be a creeper. Say hello in the comments. I want to know you're here. I want to be able to say hello to you like Cheryl is doing. Good morning, Cheryl. Hey, there's Cheryl Parrish from Mama Peace. Cheryl's on the lineup today. She's right here. She's going to be presenting today. She's one of 8 presenters. It's the funnest thing. So I'm honored to be part of it. Thank you to Jimmy Lou. Thank you to Chris Hunter for both bringing it up that maybe you should be part of this too. And they did that a few months ago. So I've done this. I don't know if this is like my 3rd or 4th month. I don't really remember. Not really counting the time. I'm just so honored to be part of it. What it is every month, Jimmy Lou has been organizing, collaborating with a digital creator. So this month's digital creator is Sweet Peas Paper Paradise. You'll find her store on Etsy. And I gave you not only her Etsy store link to the actual kit that we're using, but the discount code and her Facebook page link so that you can go and follow Sweet Peas Paper Paradise as well. Just another creative person that you might want to have in your little community of creative people that you hang out with on Facebook or YouTube or wherever you're hanging out. Hey, Jerry from Spring, Texas. Thanks for saying hello. Thanks for being here, you guys. Oh, thanks for sprinkling, Jerry. Hey, anybody who's sprinkling, you're getting extra love from me today. We really appreciate all that support. Thank you, Jennifer. I see that you did too. Thanks for letting me know that. Jerry, this is so cute. Her comment is, I watch and I creep because I craft along sometimes. Girl, get your crafty groove on. Get it on, girl. Do it. Do it. I think you should do it. But just get your little typing fingers for a second, just for a second or two, just to say hello so that we know who we're talking to out there in Facebook land or YouTube land. I'm actually streaming to YouTube as well today on my YouTube channel. So if you're a YouTube watcher, welcome to you as well. All right, so I know, isn't this a fun hoodie? Half hood, half holy. It came in a few colors, but I really like this kind of like creamy white color. So yeah, thank you guys for being here. Thanks for the compliments on the sweatshirt. I'm glad you're giggling along with me. Okay, hold on. I was gonna grab the feed on my Facebook page because I wanted to make, well, clearly you guys can see me. I'm not seeing anybody from YouTube yet, but that's no matter. Like in the comments, if you're here from YouTube, say hello because I'll be able to see your comment as well through StreamYard. Okay, now I see it. Hey Debbie, thanks for saying hi. Hello, Miss Dina. I hope you're feeling better today. I know you weren't feeling the best. I didn't feel great yesterday either. You guys, just real quick. It was my first night ever as a catechist helping with religious ed on Wednesday nights at our church. I was a nervous wreck. I don't usually get nervous. I can talk. It's not getting in front of the group that made me nervous. It wasn't teaching the topic that made me nervous because I really do my prep and I did my homework. It was the 7th and 8th grade age group. Anybody know any 7th or 8th graders out there? My kid said to me, Mom, good luck. That's the tough age group. I was like, oh, I know. They were great. They were a fantastic group of kids. It's a big group. There's 22 of them, 7th and 8th graders combined. I'm co-teaching with another teacher. It went really well. I'm so happy about it, but I didn't feel so good beforehand. I'll have to be honest with you. Debbie says they would make me nervous too. They were fantastic. They were so good. Okay. I could chat with you all day about everything, but we got to get to it. So let me show you the schedule. I'm going to get this screen big so you can see this up close, see this better. And maybe I'll just take that comment down so you can see this better. Okay, Junk Journal Jamboree. This happens once a month and it happens on Facebook. I happen to be also putting it out on YouTube using StreamYard. But Jimmy Lou is the coordinator, the main coordinator, and she shares all 8 of the live broadcasts to a group called Junk Journal Jamboree. That's the name of the group. So you have 2 options. You can go to that group and watch all 8 of us all day. Just keep refreshing your screen every time there's a switch where we each go on for an hour. So I'm here until 1 o'clock, and that's Eastern time. It's noon Central time. And that's when Shauna is going to come on. And at that switch time, at the hour mark, just keep refreshing your screen until you see it. It sometimes takes 2 or 3 minutes. So just be patient. So after Shauna, we have Cynthia. And then this is not in order by time frame, but it's me, Shauna, Cynthia, and then Chris Hunter is going. And then after Chris, we have Cheryl from Mama Peas. And then it's Cindy from Beauty to Me by Cindy. And then Dina, who's here today, Dina Ray, Designs by Dina is going. And then Jimmy Lou is going to finish us up later in the evening. So you're getting 8 hours of content. So listen, if you're not on my Telegram channel, get on it because I do the live broadcast announcements. You also get some behind the scenes stuff for me and my family, but that way you don't ever miss this. It's way too fun to miss. It's way too fun. So the kit is gorgeous, you guys. This is part of the kit and it is huge. There are a lot of elements to this kit. So, okay, I see you guys are chatting in the comments. My daughter-in-law teaches 7th and 8th graders, Jerry says. Oh, Jerry, she could give me some tips on that, just that age group. My kids are now 18 and 16, so it's been a few years since they've been in that age group, but I'm telling you, they were fantastic. My fears were unfounded. I mean, I was nervous that they were going to be rambunctious, and they were great. So if you're a mom or dad to the kids who are in the 7th and 8th grade religious ed classes last night at St. Joseph's, kudos to you. Your kiddos were awesome last night. Okay, that being said, here's the kit, you guys. It's big and there's a lot to it. It all coordinates like the same. You'll see some of the same like pumpkin elements and the little critters. Like there's this little squirrels all. It looks like he's hunkered in for the night. There's a little squirrel. There's I think some fox on here. There's some bunnies, a deer. Like it's a really adorable kit. I had really good intentions. I printed out a bunch. The nice thing, you buy the kit, it's digital. So it's a download that you store on your computer or your phone. And then when you're ready for the pages or the tags or the envelopes, the different matching pieces that you need to make your book, you just go ahead and print them out, which is brilliant, right? Because if you need more than one page of it, you can print out more than one page. It gives you lots of flexibility. You could use it 2 years in a row. I mean, just never ending use of it once you buy the digital. So I'm a big fan of digital kits. Let the fun begin, Deb says. Good morning, friend. I'm so glad you're here. I love to see all the different ideas with the same kit. Sherry, that's what's so fun about this event, right? Sherry, have you been watching like past events like the one we did last month and the month before that and the month before that? It is really fun. I learn a lot just by watching the other creatives do their thing. This kit is enormous. She says, this kit is huge. It's huge. But you guys have a discount code. Number one, it's only, I think it's about $5. I think the Etsy listing is $5 about. I think it's just like $5.40 something. It's about $5, but you have a discount code that I gave you in the description of this video. I also shared it on this page yesterday, so you can find it on my post yesterday. And it's in the Junk Journal Jamboree group. So get a hold of that discount code and grab the kit. I'm going to show you a few things. I have myself all organized. Do a little bit of prep work so that you can see something come together. There is a lot of wait, let's just talk for a minute. There'd be a lot of prep work to doing this event. Dina, Jimmy Lou, whoever's there, who else is here who's a presenter today, a creative who's using this kit today? Hey, Janice Williams. She says she has 3 8th graders. Great. You know, Janice, when I need some moral support, I'm going to call you. Okay. Back to the prep work. We were joking in our little chat group that we've been cutting for days, cutting and cutting, because you get all these fantastic elements. And oh, you can't see that. You get all these fantastic elements, but if you want to use them, you got to cut them out. So I did, look at all the cutting that I have prepared. And I will show this all to you, but there are library pockets and cards. There are other types of pockets with cards that go in them. Envelopes with windows. There's just, look at how precious they are. There's just so much. This, I was just holding together all the different things that I've already cut out for decorating the book. But I want to, I don't want you to sit here and watch me cut. So we did some prep ahead of time. Now, the full spread pages, so you can see this actually has lined paper in the background, which is nice because if you are a junk journal who likes to write in your journals, or like write memories, or if it's like a travel journal, you're writing, okay, October 8th, we went to the pumpkin patch and we took the train to blah, blah, blah. And we went to the pumpkin patch and I was with so-and-so and so-and-so. If you're using it as a travel journal to like organize and keepsake your travel, there are line pages in here, but not, some of them aren't lined. So you have a lot of options. Like you could, if you bought the kit, you could have all of your pages lined and print this, 3-4 times and then just use those pages alone. But here's the problem I had. I printed them out. I like to print these 2-page spreads double-sided so that when you fold the page, you have a decorative element on the front and the back. But look what happened when I did it. It's upside down. I didn't tell the printer to do the right thing. I forgot to check a box. And so when I printed it, they all came in. They are front to back printed, but they're upside down. Look at how pretty these images are, you guys. It's just such a beautiful, beautiful kit. So anyway, I had all these cardstock pages printed, but half of them were upside down. So I couldn't use them the way I intended by making my journal pages, my signatures out of this. So what I did was I tore the other pages that I had. You see, look at that gorgeous image. Oh my gosh, you guys. It's even prettier when I look up at the screen. Are you kidding me with this? How beautiful that is. Geez, even if you weren't making junk journals, you could buy this kit and use this, frame this in your house as like a beautiful fall frameable piece of art that you can put on your mantle or on your, buffet in your dining room or something. But anyway, look what I did. They're all backwards. So I tore them out because I'm going to use them anyway. There's nothing, a junk journaler knows how to use stuff, even when, somebody else would say, oh, they're junk, they're upside down. Nope, we're not going to throw them out. I chose these 4 images. I tore them apart so that I can use them in the book. They'll get used. But I wanted to show you what I meant by I printed it backwards. So I left one hole. And then I have some other elements in here that I wanted to show you how it comes in the kit, you guys. When you buy these kits, a really good designer, which this one is, will show you exactly what it is that you're making with these elements. So this is the front, this is the back of this journal card. So you're going to cut it out, fold it in half. You can glue it together or leave it open so you have more journal space on the back side. But it goes with envelope A, which it's going to look like this when you put it in the envelope. So where's envelope A is right here. I cut envelope A. It was on its own 8.5 by 11 sheet, and I cut it out, but I haven't put it together yet. I thought we would do that together. I kind of scored everything, not everything, but almost everything, because I wanted to show you about scoring something if you don't have a scoring board. Okay, so it's a beautiful kit. It is really well, done with instructions. All the information on the kit is on the bottom. This is a really organized professional designer. I'm really impressed with this kit. I only cut one of these out of this whole sheet, and because I thought I'd rather keep them all together so it's easier for me to look at them and decide which one I want to use. But I have a couple of copies of some of these things, and I'm just going to flip through and show you some of these elements. Aren't they amazing? Amazing. Like, look at that envelope. Are you kidding me? All right, we got to get busy. I don't know that I'll get to use all of this today because, a junk journal it's like a quilt. It takes a little bit of time and love and attention. I happen to really love that whole process, but, if you like projects like quick one and done, junk journaling might not be your jam. But I'd love to know in the comments, how many of you are junk journalers? How many of you are, I did not print it. I generally do print almost everything on cardstock, Gina. Almost always print everything on cardstock, except I'll tell you, these tags, Gina, I printed them both on plain paper and on cardstock because I could envision myself gluing this onto the front of something, and I may want it glued on the front. I may want it on regular paper, but if I wanted to make a standalone like hanging tag, I would want it to be cardstock. So I printed those on both, but you can do, friend, you can do whatever you like. So if you are a junk journaler, give us comments. If you've never tried it, but you're interested, just wherever you are with it. Hey, Danita, I see you. Wherever you are with it, let us know in the comments. We would love to know. Okay, what is this big mess? This is the start of my book. This is junk journaling at its finest. This is like a bubble, like one of those thick, it's not bubble. It has like little, did I tear it? I had another one yesterday that I tore. You can't really see it, but there are little cotton balls like embedded in this that give it like some cushion differently than plastic bubble wrap. Okay. Some of the books have their little cotton balls and they're literally sewn into the cover. It just gives it a really nice, thick, crunchy feel. I love using these particular bags from Amazon envelopes. It's an Amazon envelope that I got in the mail. I tore off my label best I could. And I've already prepped it because, again, sake of time. So I've already prepped it. I'm going to use this for my cover. And then on the inside, I've already chosen the pages that I'm going to use as my signature. So this was the prep work already done. I've got my little awl holding my spot there. I created a template. I'm going to do a 7-hole stitch. So I created a template to tell me where to put my holes, and I punched them through both my cover and all my pages. Now, the pages themselves, I'll do a flip through in a few minutes. I have one wine bag in there. And I'll show you once we got it all. Let's get it all sewn together, since that's pretty critical. And then once we've got it all sewn together, I'm going to start decorating it with all these gorgeous elements that came with the kit. Okay, so I just have some jute rope here. I think it's going to be, jute is going to make a lot of sense with this fall themed, lots of browns and tans and golden yellow. It just makes a lot of sense to use jute. You can use whatever you have sewing your books together. In fact, all you junk journalers, tell me, what do you normally use in your junk journals for sewing them together? What do you normally use? I normally use this brown waxed thread, but I didn't want this today. It felt too clean and formal. I wanted something more natural and rugged, so I went with jute rope. So tell us some of the things that you sew your books with, because I want to showcase to those who don't do it. There's lots of different things that you can use. Oh, I got a knot. To make your junk journals. It's the whole point of junk journaling, is using what you already have, things that may have gotten thrown out otherwise, to make your books. Okay, I want my tie to be on the inside when I'm done, so I'm going to start on the inside. And this is going to take me a few minutes because it's 7 holes. And my needle is it's a tapestry needle. It's really thick, so I actually need a little bit of a thicker hole. So I'm going to grab my other awl, which is a much thicker I hate the word shaft, but that's what it is. And I'm going to poke through these and make this a little bigger because my needle's not making it through with that other one. It's just too small and dainty. My wax thread makes it through with that other one great, but I picked the thinnest jute rope that I had, and it's still too thick with the needle to get through all this. So I'm just making those holes a little bigger. Girls, brief interlude. Mama's having a hot flash. Woo! Holy, holy, the shirt's got to come off. Okay, I'm not the shirt. I mean, I still have a shirt on, but I had to take the hoodie off for a minute. Whew, I got hot. It's getting hot. I'm all excited about my book. All right, we leave a tail. This is what we're going to tie with, and I think I have lots of extra, so I'm going to leave a pretty good sized one. And it doesn't matter. Just pick a side. You're going to start poking holes and getting through here. If I don't use wax thread, I use different colors of twine. Yeah, I mean, there are different names for jute rope or twine, right? This shouldn't take, it doesn't take forever as long as I can find my hole real easily. The clips really help to hold things together. Using a bigger hole really helps because you can find and get your thread in there more easily that way. So we want to cover like these blank spaces that are here. They all need to have something covering them. Just sew this in really nicely. I know the book, oh, wrong hole, Grace. Let's see, is it? No, it's the right hole. I know that the book itself doesn't look great, but we're going to use the kit to make it beautiful. I promise you it's going to be gorgeous when we're done. I promise, friends. I think I'm going to go on this side of that thread because we're putting this through twice through that same hole. So we got this side done. Now we're going to go up the other way. I've been enjoying, I've almost always done 3 stitches on my books, but I've been starting to do bigger books. And with the bigger books, I like to have more stitches, more holes, I mean, because it holds everything in your book together way better. I don't need this here, so I'm just going to move it. The template. I'm trying to make sure in between that things stay nice and tight. You can always arrange it, rearrange it, fix it when you're all done sewing, but kind of like to keep it organized as I go. My sewing machine is still broken, and I would love to sew one of these with my sewing machine. This one's probably a little too thick, but I've been really missing it, you guys. I'm like really bummed out. I got to get it fixed, girls. I like using the mailers from Amazon too. Dana, whether they have the plastic insert, like the plastic bubble wrap on the inside, or the cotton, I like them both. This is the tail of my, it just keeps getting caught up in my stitching. It's okay. It's not going to hurt anything. Just unravel it every time. We're almost to the end here. I give myself lots of extra jute so that I wouldn't be missing out on having enough. That would be the worst. Okay, see how much extra I have? Okay, putting the needle aside before I actually tie it off, I want to make sure these are all nice and tight so that the book stays together well. I feel like I need to tighten this side, the original side, right there. Good. Okay, so we're going to tie this off. I like a little bow in the middle of my book, but you can tie this so that you can't even see it. And I'm going to knot it, and then you could tie it like, or cut it really close to that. But I like a cutesy little bow in the middle. Good morning, Tina's Primitive Crafty Creations. Whoa, that's a mouthful. Welcome, welcome to the Comfy Nest. All right. All right, we'll just put that aside. Now we get to, I'll show you the pages that I used, and we'll start decorating using all of the elements from this month's digital kit. All right, let me check out the comments. So I have a whole bunch of embroidery floss from when I was cross stitching. It's buried somewhere in this apartment. Sparky Chris, that is the perfect thing. You can use that for sure for sewing together your books. Oh, Maria's saying hi to Sparky. I love it. Yes, Jennifer, use what you got, friend. Use what you got. There's no need in buying more stuff. If you already have it on hand in your house, that is the junk journaler's dream. Look at this comment up on the screen. Hot flash crafting. Oh my gosh, Jimmy Lou, I think you just coined a marketing phrase. Hot flash crafting. I had to take my hoodie off, guys, because it's snuggly and warm. It was 46 degrees the last 2 days when we woke up. So I put this on this morning, this nice, thick, cozy little sweater, and then it was 61 degrees when we woke up this morning. Okay, we have to decide what's the front, what's the back. I will say this. So this is where I opened the envelope. It was up here, and I cut off. In fact, I think this is what I cut off the top, part of what I cut off the top. It was all ragged on the top from where I like ripped that, they have that strip that you rip on to open the envelope. So I cut that all off to get a nice, neat top. And I still have these pockets that I'm going to leave here because those could be used as nice little storage for things for your book. So I chose some papers that I hand painted. So this is hand painted paper on cardstock, and it's double-sided. So I chose that, and this is handmade paper that I sell in my shop at thecomfynestwithgrace.com. And I used a combination of the two to have really simple pages. My intention, as I told you, was to use her kit, but I printed them all backwards. And I was like, well, these won't go to waste. We will use these pieces, like I said, we will use these. And what I was thinking is I would just glue some of these on to make decorative pages in the book, right? So like if here I wanted to have some journaling space, I could use this here to have an opposite page with journaling space. I think they match really well. This is a little funky for fall theme, but I love that it brings in the purple and the brighter green. And I just thought it was interesting. And I had them on hand. So that's what I'm using. It's just a combination. And then here I threw in a wine bag. It's folded here. I thought we could make something fun with that. Here, this is just literally, I pulled this out of, it looks like it's Creating Keepsakes, May, June, 1998. That's how old that paper is. It came out of some journal or crafting book or something, but it was really pretty. So I kept it for a junk journal page. Hot Flash Crafting, I get that comment off the screen. Here's the rest of that wine paper bag. I left it open so it could become like maybe a little tuck spot. So more of the same, right? They're all similar now. When we get to the back. So we're going to start decorating. I have to decide first. I am absolutely using one of her images on the front cover. Like what do you think of that for the front cover? Isn't that gorgeous? I could put like a little placard here with the date or something. The other option I thought, I really like this one too. I think I like this one a lot. So what do you think? Should we put that on the front cover? I'm kind of like, I get indecisive. I usually do the front cover last. I'm going to grab some paper. I'm telling you this. I usually do the front cover last, but when I really feel like I love that, then I think, why would you mess with it? Like, why wait? Just go ahead and use it. The other thing is, remember, digital kit. I've printed this out once. If I love it that much, I can print it out again, use it in the front, and then use it somewhere else in here. Like it could go somewhere else. So you really don't have to feel like a whole lot of pressure of I'm going to use up that one sheet, because that doesn't happen with a digital kit. You just go print out more. Isn't that pretty? You love the door for the cover. So this is sticky because that's where I pulled off my label. So that's actually sticking from that. But do you see I have this here around this? So what I thought I would do is take one of these pretty coppery paints and just add a little paint to the outside. I'll show you what I mean, just to give you a gist of what I'm talking about. Let me get a paintbrush and grab some of this. This makes the most gorgeous look. I probably won't do all of it, but I can cover the Amazon with some paint. Look at how pretty that is. It's like a shimmery, coppery color. And then that will add some more fall dimension, fall color, fall theme to it, and hide the paper bag part of the Amazon envelope. So these envelopes from Amazon, I have painted them black. I've painted them all sorts of colors because you can. There's nothing wrong with adding a little paint to it. I don't have to paint all of that, of course, because that'll get covered with her gorgeous image. But I can cover my edges. And then I'll keep this paint. I got this at a thrift store, you guys. I think it was like 25 cents or 50 cents. I really did good with that one. I love it. I actually would buy this paint full price at the store now that I had it. I've had it for years. This bottle has lasted me a long time. It just is such beautiful coverage, and the sheen on these metallics is just gorgeous. So anyway, we can easily do that. It's as simple as that. And then glue this on the cover just to make it a little more special. Okay, so keep that in mind. I have to decide where to put all of these. Before I do, let's cut this one down. That'll give this time to dry, and we'll cut this one down. So I have to decide. I'm only going to be able to use one side or the other. Oh man, I love the pumpkin, and I love this. I love fall most of all. So I think I'll save this. We'll use this journal page for sure. I'm going to get a ruler. And I'm just going to tear off the white part, the white section. My printer, even if I say print to the edge, it still leaves a white edge on the side. So I can either ink it or I can tear it off. And a lot of times I tear it off. You can buy printers. They're a little more expensive, but you can buy printers like a professional print shop who prints your photos would have, where there's no white on the edges. That's my printer doesn't do that though. Edge to edge printing. Mine skips a little bit, gives me a margin or frame even if I don't want it. I have inkjet, Amanda. I used to have a laser printer and I absolutely loved it, but it was like 17, 18 years old and it was enormous. It was no longer supported. So anytime I had trouble with it, I couldn't get the help I needed to fix it. And I was having trouble getting the toner cartridges for it. They were like, it got really expensive because they don't really manufacture them anymore. So I got rid of that printer just because it was so obsolete, even though I absolutely loved it. Laser printers are more expensive. Laser printers, you don't have to worry about your color bleeding. So that's the benefit of a laser printer, but they are, like I said, they're more expensive. I went with a DeskJet inkjet printer this time. Okay, so I'm going to use this as in here. I'm going to use it on one of these sheets. So it needs to be small enough to fit. So I'm going to lose just a little bit of this edging here. And I'm just going to tear it. Let me see where I am. Yep. I'm going to tear off a little excess here so that I can fit it. So I can fit it on a page. It's still a little tall. I'm going to take a little bit more off the top. And that's the beauty of these digital kits. You don't feel so like wasteful because you can even if it's like a printing boo-boo like I had, I'm still able to salvage this backwards print and use the pieces elsewhere. Okay, so now I have another journaling page and then I have to decide. I think I really love this. And I have my printer for some reason has that little white line right there that I don't love. So I think I'm going to tear this one differently. Okay, I was going to say I didn't even realize that I highlighted that comment. Yeah, Sparky Chris. Mine does too. Like, I don't know why, but it doesn't really allow me. You know what? I'm not going to cut this one down until I know where I'm going to use it. Let's just put it to the side and we can figure that out later. Okay. So the one tag that I wanted to show you, or the one envelope, I wanted to show you a couple of things here so you can take away a little lesson. Okay. So this is two parts. Envelope A, that's this, goes with tag A, and it's all really, really well, it's really well organized and indicated for you. This could all, I have some notes there that are from a coaching group. I shouldn't even have those up on screen. So let's just tear those out of there. So all I'm going to do, well, I didn't get quite to the edge, unfortunately. All right, hold on. I'm going to go with the good old paper cutter and I'm going to cut this out. It's just a rectangle, nothing fancy here. I need one more sliver. So she tells you where the fold line is. The instructions on this kit are really, really nice, you guys. The designer on this kit did a beautiful, beautiful job of, guiding you on how to use the kit. Front, back, fold line, tag A goes with envelope A. It's just beautifully, beautifully done. Okay, I wanted to show this to you. I have a scoreboard. So that allows me to line up what I want to fold, and scoring something that needs to be folded accurately is incredibly helpful. You'll always be more accurate if you can score it first. So this board allows me to take my little scoring tool and score this right down on the middle on that fold line so that when I fold it, I know it's going to be folded exactly down the middle where I want it. Okay. If you don't have a scoreboard, because, you know, not everybody has all the tools yet, especially if you're just starting out, I wanted to show you another way to do this that you don't need to have the scoreboard. Okay, and I did it actually for these two edges on this because this is an envelope that you're going to fold and glue together. And perforated lines, generally, that's a perforated line. It has like a dash line, and usually that means that's where you're going to fold. And then if it's a solid line, that usually means where you're going to cut for a lot of the designers. But this perforated line where I have to fold this in the middle, just take a really straight edge ruler. This one's really thin. It's not real thick and chunky like a wooden one. And if you bring this right to your fold line, right, it's right on the fold line, and then come underneath, and it's easiest if you have something like this, like a spatula or something. It's not bendable really. I'm going to take this and I'm going to push it on the opposite side of this line. I'm going to push it up against the ruler. So I'm going to apply pressure with this hand, pushing down so that the ruler doesn't move. And I'm applying pressure with this hand, pushing the paper up, and just smooth that along, giving you a crease on this edge that will make sure that it's straight. Okay, whenever I have to fold something and I'm left to doing this, I don't always get it right. So one way, if you don't have a scoring tool, is line up your ruler where you need to fold and then give yourself that nice crease. Even with your finger, you could do it. I have one more fold line right here. You can see that big line. So I'm going to take my ruler, same thing. Now this is really hard for me to get my finger under and move around on that edge. So that's where like a tool like this is helpful. And I'm putting a fair amount of pressure on this hand pushing in and this one pushing toward. We're pushing them toward each other to give yourself that nice crease that's really straight. And it's less pressure on your hands. So we got that nice crease right there. So these go in, these little flaps, you fold them in. Okay. This little flap is decorative for this little design right here, so that when you close this, you're not seeing white. When you close it, you're seeing decorative. Okay. That's how I use that. You can still see the black cut lines along mine. Two ways around that. Just cut a little more, or go around with your distress tool. If you want to be distressing, you can use a distress tool and distress them all, like everything black or dark brown or something like that. I just had to cut off a little sliver. Okay, now we need some glue. So let's take, I could actually use a glue stick for this part. I'm going to put the glue on here. I could imagine that you could use this, if you wanted to, as a closure as well for the envelope, but I don't want to use it that way. I want to use it as a little decorative element right here so that it all looks really coordinated. Beauty of having a digital kit. The envelope's not made for you. You're going to make it yourself. Okay, now this gets glued down along the edge, and so does this. You're going to glue these inside. And what that does when you have those little flaps is it's going to give you like a gusset, is what I call it, which allows you to actually slip more into that pocket because you have this little bit that it's going to raise that piece of paper up. So I'm going to glue it down, and I can see my paper's a little uneven, but paper crafting is very forgiving. So we're going to glue this down, and then I'm going to cut this to size. Cut out the window, cut out the window. Oh yeah, look at that. There's a window on this one. I did pre-cut some of my windows, but clearly I didn't that one. Okay, hold on, girls. We have to clear the glue. And then Gina's reminding me about my window. You could cut this window. I don't even know where it is. I do have one that's already cut, but let's do this one on its own. This is how I did it, you guys. I just try to make it as easy as possible on myself. Some people will cut a slit in the middle and then put their scissor in there and cut along. I am not really good at hand cutting a straight edge or an even cut. I'm not really good at it. So I like to take my ruler and put it in here on that black line. And then I'm going to cut from edge to edge with a really sharp blade. And I'm going to do it on all four sides and then pop out that window. Oh, I might have missed something right there. My blade came off the paper at a certain point, like just a sliver. How weird. I wasn't applying enough pressure, I don't think. So my blade kind of wiggled. Many of these envelopes in this kit, you guys, have these windows, which is so nice because a lot of times you don't see that. And I just think it's a really pretty decorative element that isn't, wow, how did I do that? Oh, that's the inside. That's this inside piece right here. I was like, how did I get a purple triangle right there? I was like thinking to myself, I know I didn't do that. I'm going to cut it off. Okay. And then you just go around fussy. You're going to be fussy. I have a little bit of a white strip showing here. So I'm going to get that off. Same here. I missed just a little bit of the white paper. You could use your scissors. You can use an X-Acto knife, whatever you're most comfortable with. Heck, you could probably use a file. Let's see. I could, if you wanted it to be rough or roughed up, probably use a sanding block and come in and rough this up and sand off the white that's there. If you want it to be, like my edges on all my papers are rough. On these papers, I've kind of torn, I'm going with the torn edge look. So if you wanted to mimic that, you could rough them up like this to get rid of that white. You could also take your distress tool and add ink, add color to that window in the middle. So there are lots of options for cleaning up your cut lines when they're not perfect. And believe you me, I've discovered them all because I am not really perfect when I cut. So I've discovered them all. Hey, Janet, how are you, darling? You are catching me live, not the replay. So I'm glad you're here live for a few minutes. Happy Thursday to you. All right, so we can go around. I have just a bit of white all the way around it. So what I'm going to do, because I don't want white showing, I will take, and I think I'm actually going to do brown. I'm just going to take a brown and come in and cover up, like add some distress ink, any kind of ink. It doesn't have to be distress ink, any kind of ink pad color with a foam dauber, or I don't think you'd have much success with a paintbrush doing this, but these foam daubers or a makeup wedge makes it really easy, and that kind of disguises that little bit of white that's showing. Okay, let's finish gluing, and I'm going to show you this element, how these elements come together so easily. Okay, so we need to add glue here and here to glue this envelope together. Okay, I'm also going to glue, let's see, we're going to go those two edges. This is going to stay open so I can put the card in there. I like to have a glue that has kind of a fine line. You know, the thinner this top part is, the nozzle on your glue, the finer the line is that you can get, which is nice. I've seen people with like this glue one with a really fine metal tip that gives you just the skinniest line of glue. So that can be really helpful when you're putting stuff together. So I'm going to squeeze this together to make sure that it all has good contact right here. You could go on the outside too if you wanted. Like I could have put that flap on the outside if I wanted to. I usually do it on the inside because I like having that extra room, that little gusset that it creates, so that when you open this up to put stuff in, it allows it to open more if you have that little piece there. Okay, so I have a little excess paper on this edge that we'll cut off. And let's use the cutting board for that. There are, you guys, I could spend hours and hours and hours with you I've spent a few hours myself putting together all the different envelopes, tags, and I'm going to go through some of them with you here and show them to you. But how beautiful is this? And then where's our tag? This is our insert, and it has line paper on one side, so it can be a journal spot. You could actually make this another little book and sew in or staple in some more papers on the inside. I think I would leave it open though, so that you have more space to either like put tickets or receipts in there, or to write more if you wanted to. But you can do whatever you want. If you wanted to seal that closed, you absolutely could. And this slips right into here, and then you get to see the gorgeous view through the window. Now, the glue is still wet on the inside, so don't ever slip something into your envelope that has been newly glued. This needs to sit on its own for a few hours, because if I slip this in there and there's oozing glue somewhere, it's going to stick to this, and then they're going to be glued together and you won't be able to get it out without ripping it. So these, I wanted to show it to you though, how she's designed these to go together. It will fit all the way in. I'm just not going to push it down in there because that's where the glue is. Okay, so that's one of them. And actually, let's find a home for this. I've not done a cover here yet. This is going to go on the front cover. That might go there, but I want to paint around it with some copper. And then I think this could be a really nice addition to a page. I may just add it as a flip out like this, so that it flips in and out. And I can do it from this side so that you don't even see the tape that's holding it together. Or we could do it this way so that you flip it open this way and you see the orange. There are just so many options. I actually really like the pink opposite this. So I think that's what I'm going to do is to tape this down. Even though I've not done a junk journal yet, I come off learning so many new techniques to apply to my projects. Well, good for you, Jana. Oh, thanks, Ardell. Thanks for saying that. Hey, Angie Carson, thanks for being here. Yes, you could absolutely add some acetate to the inside of that window. Absolutely. Yeah, I have one right here, in fact. I cut this one yesterday. I got something in the mail, some paper, in one of these envelopes. And I cut the bottom of this envelope off yesterday. This makes great acetate plastic for those windows. If you don't want to like invest in it, that is junk journaling. The paper that I ordered came in this. I don't throw it out. I save it, and then I use it in my junk journals. That is the essence of junk journaling. So yes, thank you for saying that. That's a really good point. Okay. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll go through all the embellishments that I have. These two I'm going to put on this page for sure, and I'm going to do it as a flip. This is still drying, and I want to show you a few more things before our time is done. So I'm going to paper clip this onto this page because I know that this is where I want this to go. So this is the way my mind works. This is how I organize when I'm putting a book together and decorating it. Like if I know that I want to use this image here and I've made that decision, then I usually will put that in along with, I know I want this here. I haven't glued it down yet, but I know that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to clip those together. And what it does is it makes my pile, I'm going to get rid of this because I don't think I'll be doing any more painting with you in the next few minutes. But what it does is it helps me to start determining how the pages are going to be decorated. And it starts to take things out of my pile of options and putting them in the book. And so my mind isn't so overwhelmed with, okay, what am I going to do with all this stuff? Okay, this is a completely blank page. So let's look at some of the stuff that we have. We have this journal page, which is really pretty. And then maybe, so this envelope is going to get attached here. So this is going to get a little bit heavy. So actually, I would like to add a little bit of sturdiness to this page. So I grabbed up some fabrics. This is that shirt that I cut the other day. And look at the colors are amazing together. So I could glue down just for design element. Like I could use this piece of fabric and glue it down here. So I think that's what I'll do. It's going to add some more strength to this page. So this can get glued there. And then I could add another, let's see, I grabbed other ribbons, and we have all these tags. Like maybe I could use one of these tags. And I grabbed just a bunch of like fall colored, oh, this isn't fall color, but I do love that. I thought maybe there's a page where there's a little bit of that color showing through. I don't know. Like I just grabbed some burlap, like things that match this theme from my stash. And we can use this to further decorate this so it's not just a piece of fabric sitting there. We're going to make it a little more decorative. So we could use this on here, which is going to get glued down onto the page. It's going to give it more, it's going to make it solid and more substantial, the page itself, and it's also going to decorate the page. So let's glue that there. We'll put that maybe. And then I absolutely love this. The color's just right for a fall book. And I told you I want to use this as a girl's skirt up top, but it's really long. So I'm pretty confident I could take a chunk of this down below. I just want a little piece. This is the sleeves of a shirt that got ruined. I had to throw the shirt out, but the actual lacy bits of the sleeve were just so pretty. So why throw it out? This is junk journaling, and it makes me so excited. Okay, so we're just finding a way to decorate this page. I don't like the shape of this. I think I'm gonna cut. There's a little seam right there that I'm not liking. Extra material. Maybe I will put it here. We're trying to just decorate this with some texture. Okay, so that little happy fall is flimsy. It's on the flimsy paper. Remember, I have this cardstock. So I could take one of these. The flimsy paper isn't sitting really well on the fabric is kind of lifted up and it's got texture. So the flimsy paper is sitting on it real softly and it's kind of limp. I don't like that. So let's go with one of these. I like this Let's Go Cozy. Which one do you like? Do you have a favorite on here? Beautiful lacy fabric, right? Sweet Peas, Sweet Peas Paper Paradise. You guys, this, I'm going to put your name up on the screen because this is the designer of this kit. I haven't had a chance to tell you this personally. I know we chatted in the group, but it is a beautiful, really well organized kit. And I'm honored to be able to showcase it in this event for you, along with the other creatives. It's just so, I was telling the ladies how organized, I don't know if you just got on or not, but organized, and how you have everything easy to read and labeled so that we know what goes with what. You have your information on the bottom. It's just so well done. I'm very impressed. Very impressed. I like this one too. It says Thankful for Life. So I think I'm going to take this one. Thankful for Life, little cardstock element, kind of has a wood grain background. Oh, I have a little burlap back here. Again, I grabbed from my stash of stuff. Like I have this envelope full of corrugated cardboard was what was on my mind. I have these little envelopes is how I organize my stash. And so my burlap is in one little envelope, but my corrugated cardboard is another really great texture element to add to your journals. That's really cheap. You just tear up your cardboard boxes that have corrugated element to it and put the chunks in an envelope. And then you have these fabulous little backdrops for decorating pages. So like I could take one of these. Some of them I've painted. Oh, that's freaking cool. It's kind of rugged. Maybe that. It's kind of rugged. Okay, you're probably looking at this and going, what the heck is that? I love it because I love grunge. This is rugged and grungy, and it's a piece of, it was a backing, I think, for something that I got in the mail that needed like a firm backing on it. And I cut it up into strips and I tore off the other edge so that the corrugated showed, and I sprayed it with a bunch of colors, metallic and otherwise. But like, I could add some more of that metallic paint that I put on the outside. I really do like to, like, I've already used this color on the front. So let's add more of it to this little piece. This is going in here, baby. I like it. I like it a lot. I love that there's lacy type of texture. I don't know. Burlap, canvas. That's just canvas fabric. And then this thing. Now this might be a little hefty. Might be a little hefty. I actually think I'm going to tear it down a little smaller. And then what that actually does is I will be able to use this on another page somewhere, maybe toward the back of the book, so that it's a design element that is repeated, which makes your book really, really coordinated. So just keep repeating and reusing the same type of elements. Like, let's just paperclip this and say, kind of commit to the fact that we're going to use this piece back here somewhere. So making a little, I haven't glued it down yet, little collage of things on here. Where did my little thankful go? Where do I want to put it? I think I want that in there. And if this has got to get glued down. Let's take this off for a second, because this is going to get glued down. If I had my sewing machine, I would also probably stitch this in. I think I'm going to move it in a little bit and then have this span over the fabric over to the paper. Okay, I'm committing to it. We're doing it, girls. We're doing it. We got to glue this down first. This to me is the most fun, being able to take this gorgeous paper kit and like combine it with the stuff that I already have on hand. We're going to use a lot of glue for this one. Your matte gel medium, those of you who are in the craft therapy club with me, your matte gel medium is the perfect candidate for this, because we know how strong and reliable that glue is, especially when you have lots of elements and they're heavy. Even metal embellishments, it works really well for. Now I have got to get this glued down onto this page. I'm going to go with it on this glue and see how we do. I would normally use my matte gel medium, but I'm not going to take a minute to go get it. We have about 5 minutes left of my time. And then Shauna's coming up after me. Look at girls, we're doing a lot here. We really want to make sure this thing doesn't go anywhere. Okay, I'm getting it all over my fingers. Hold on, girls. I gotta wipe the fingers. I have a silicone tool that I can use that isn't, if it gets glue on it, it's really easy to wipe. I don't have to sacrifice getting my fingers all gluey. This needs a little more glue right here, so let's do a little bit of that gooey gluey. I make up my own terms, you guys. I have my own language when it comes to creating and working in my books. So you'll just know I'm kind of quirky that way. If you already hang out with me, you know some of my most common words. The gooey gluey is new. I have a little tear right here. I can either choose to highlight it or to cover it up, but I think I'm going to actually highlight it. I'm going to put this here. Hi, Denise. I could draw stitch lines, Mary, but the sewing, from my perspective, the sewing for me would solidify and really hold that stuff into place. So sewing isn't just decorative for me. For me, it's also about securing the stuff in your book really well, because it being sewn in is, it's never going to come off. Like, unless the stitching gets ripped, it's not coming off. Okay, that whole spread is done, girls. And we have this really cool journal spot right here. And then we have this collaboration, this collective collection collage of things. It's all going to dry, obviously, but I'm just going to keep going through the book, and we're going to keep decorating the pages. Let me show you a few more things. I have 3 minutes left, or 4 minutes left. Okay, these, I already made one up for the sake of time, but these two come together, and it's like a little library card pocket and card. So you get the cards. Look at, these are the library cards that you get in the kit. And then you get the, look at how pretty. this little library card envelope is for using in your book. Now, I just showed you how to get your nice clean edges without a scoreboard. I scored these, but how to get those. And then if you've not done this before, the tabs, you're going to put the glue on this part of the tab. This needs to get cut off because if I just fold this in place, I'm going to get a white background. So what we actually need to do on this one, and when you start buying these digital kits, glory be when you find someone like who made this kit, because it's all organized and there's lots of instructions. But once you start using them, you're going to start to like, oh yeah, that's what they want me to do. They want me to cut these apart. If I just fold it, I get white. That's not going to work. Cut them apart. And then you have a matching decorative library card for your little owl that'll go in there. Okay. So I wanted to show you some of these things because there is so much to this kit, you guys. Here's another little pocket with little cards. Aren't they darling? Fall is proof that change is beautiful. Hello, fall with the scarecrow. And then it makes these little pockets that you can slide these cards into. So I already made, can I get this one? I tested it last night and it worked. My glue might have dried just to the point where it's holding this back. Yep. My glue has it's like holding that little spot in. I'll go in there with a pencil and see if I can release it. Yeah, that's right here, right there. It's glued a little bit too tight. Anyway, cute, cute little pockets that you can put into, or really use these as little gift cards. You don't have to just use them on a junk journal. Use them on your gift cards this fall. If you got an event to go to, like a wedding or a baby shower or something, these could be really cute. There are all sorts of beautiful tags and pockets and envelopes. That you can put together. It's a great way to spend your time creating, and it's really rewarding, I think, because instead of buying everything all done, you're making it and you get to interpret how you want to use it and where you want to use it in your kit, in your books. Look at that. Isn't this gorgeous, you guys? This kit, I gave you the description of the kit, or the link to the kit, the link to the designer's Facebook page and the Etsy listing, and the coupon code in the description of this video. So make sure you grab it. If you're not seeing it in the description of this video, go to the Junk Journal Jamboree group, because that's where everybody is going to be today, where you're going to see all these other ladies are going to use this same exact kit in different ways. So you'll learn lots because they all have a different way of doing things and they all have their own creative flair that you'll get to witness, and they're really quite brilliant. So I'll be watching today, and I hope you are too. Thanks for being here with me. Go join Shauna. She's up next. Love you guys. Bye.